Oh, that was an awkward as hell way to start the day. But good morning, Truth Frequency Radio, and everybody else out there in interweb land. My name is Josh Corey, and you have tuned in to the Ironworx right here on TFR, Truth Frequency Radio Live, TFRlive.com. I'm joined this morning. Well, Lucas is here, and we are joined by a guest this morning. Lucas, how has your week been, sir? Well, that's good. Uh-oh. Apparently they're saying they can't hear you now. All right. Give me half a second. This shouldn't be too terribly complicated, I can't imagine. All right. Yeah, because maybe I didn't set my Yes, please. While I try to get this sorted out, this has been what a weird ass morning. Walt is having the same audio issues. Walt should be here too, but he's having audio issues where things aren't set right.
so I get little bits and strips and grabs of news, but it's not really, a big thing in my life. It's there. I sort of yeah, I tune in, check out what's going on, how I think we're traveling, and then sort of pull out again and sort of do my research or concentrate on other things. So, but you need to tune in, but you also need to tune out. I think it's really important to actually tune in to get a gauge of where you're up to, where things are, how things are traveling. But in some ways, you don't really need to. You just sort of know the trajectory once you get a decent understanding of,
clear idea of what's going on.
Yeah. And who's in control, and what those sort of people are like. Once you get a fair idea of them.
The agenda, you're pretty much picking it off. I'm just picking it off as we go.
Yeah, that's right. But there's always a lot of their best laid plans may come unstuck at any time. And, they may think they've got everything in control, but really it's, they may not.
Yeah, I think people think that like too much control. I think they have too much control than they actually do. I mean, things come apart all the time, and people are waking up too. And I've heard people discussing things I never thought they would just a few years ago. And people starting to look at the bigger lies, which I think is the thing. Once you get past the bigger lies and deal with that sort of thing, well then you can sort of step back a little bit and go, it's the big show. Where do I fit in that show?
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, I sort of looked at I looked at the system and go, this is what it's about. This is how it's sort of functioning. These are somewhat of the reasons I could work out why it was doing that. And I said, well, they're doing that thing. Anti-science, anti all these things that help. So I sort of tried to
biological.
Yeah, that's right. It's pretty bad.
It's kind of like taking away one side of the entire equation. If we take away that one side of the equation and get everyone focused just on one side, it doesn't matter what side it is, as long as it's one-sided approach to it.
Oh yeah, that's the kind of dialectic. It doesn't matter if as long as you're not in the middle, as long as you're not a dead master, you sort of in the flow in the middle of things.
And that's why these distractions and stuff as well, it's like always trying to upset the balance. Like, no, don't just sit there. Don't just sit there. Do something, whatever it is as well. Which is work, really. I mean, when you put it down to hours and stuff like this, how many hours do I spend in a day doing blah, 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 blah? How many hours do you spend sort of in the system sort of thing? I had to cut that back when I realised, I'm like, oh shit, this is too much time I'm giving away. Because you go home or whatnot, and it's this big wind down phase and all of this as well. For me, it was like,
exactly.
right, I have to sort the time thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember doing that, calculating. I was driving along in one of the government cars that used to drive along in, and just thinking to myself, how many hours have I spent doing this job, and how much sleep have I lost, how much stress has how much wind down, like you say, how much of my children's life had I missed, especially when they were younger. I was like missing half there when they were growing up. It's like, wow. So I'm sitting there calculating. I'm like, this is crazy for a paycheck. Like it just doesn't add up. Especially in my state of mind at that time. It's just like
where that's heading and where that line goes. It's like no one like what each partner in a relationship or something as well, if there's a relationship that's going to do how many jobs now, 3 or 4 jobs, and not see and see their children less and less and all of this sort of stuff, and have just more things as well. It doesn't add up.
No, well, it's a progression because you can see from the 70s and things like that. Well, you know, the bloke went to work and the stay-at-home mums that looked after the family and got things in order. You know, their money went a lot further, and you could pay off a house in what, you know, 5 years, or whatever it was. But something ridiculous. But now, I mean, I looked at the house. I'm pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Look at the house the other day. This thing was, you know, a shed. $155,000, 2.9 acres, just a shanty. And I was like, as soon as I looked at it, I'm like, you have to put another 100 grand into this to actually get it livable, enough for your family. And that's $155,000. It's like, that's outrageous. So, gone,
It's debt,
gone
you
too
know.
far.
The more debt, the more paying off. You know, I mean, it's just that's what grows in everyone. Like 2 cars, 3 cars, more and more debt. Debt.
Yeah, yeah. What is it? The debt system. Yeah, that's what it is.
I mean, that's sort of the hidden side of it as well. Everyone's living, but they're living with debt, and that's ignored all the time as well. It's like they put that into the future. Oh, yeah, that's 25 years away. You know, oh, now that's 50 years away. Like, where's the line?
Yeah. Well, that's how it's been described as well. It's been described as, say, you're basically borrowing from the future. And that's essentially what people are doing. Have borrowed enough from the future, and then once, you know, when the chickens come home to roost, you go.
Everyone's like bloodsucking their own future away, really. That was the first thing I had to do, was get rid of the debt, actually, because that was, like, for me, it's like a chain or whatever holding me to something, and I had to get rid of that first. And I was lucky I didn't have much debt to get rid of, because I was pretty smart going through my life. I was like, because it was bad. I knew it was bad early on. I worked out the money source. Not what they tell us it is. It's built upon something that's a complete pyramid scheme in the end as well. So it's a matter of, no, I don't want to go into that. And the debt was the trap, and I knew the debt was the trap early on. So I'm like, no, staying away from that. But when I did clear debt completely,
That is a lot of freedom.
because it's a big tide. You know, I mean, bankrupt as well.
Yeah.
This is the system, you know, bad feeling towards, you know, the law and ways around it, and how blood and corpses dead, and they just play a dead game. So,
Yeah.
you know, these cycles and things are there for people to actually get out of. It's just emotions and stuff attaching us to it as well, as this is the system and we have to keep going, or else
No, well, it is a bit of it. Well, you can do a small amount to create a lot. That's what it comes down to. As long as you have a bit of land, whatever it is, or borrow some, or whatever you need to do. But people put together as well. So there's no denying that if you find the right crew and you have some real friends and real skills, you can go a long way really, really quickly, especially with the technology we've got. So I wanted to ask you, you know, how you got into platters.
really where I looked into the medical system and how bad that was, because I kind of had my father was going through cancer. When I worked out how fucked up that is, how bad that is, that really started opening my eyes to. I knew there was a lot of lies going on. I just didn't realize the depths and how these things are set up. So I kind of just went down and down and down into depression as well. Like over the course of like 3 years, everything I found was pretty nasty. There's nasty shit going on out there. And so going down into depression, I was kind of getting bigger and bigger at understanding the bigger things. It's like, and what really got me is the moon. It's like that. Did they even go to the fucking? Did they go to the moon or not? Like, and that was a huge thing was working out that one. And it took me a long time to pour through all the data, all the photos, everything to understand. And I was going from, of course, they went to the moon to, oh, they went to the moon and filmed it. And there was, I've gone through this day, but there was one moment I really remember really strongly, and it kind of was a big breaking point for me, was when I was pouring through the moon landing photos. And I went to sleep, like I was pouring through them, going like really late at night, and I pretty much just crashed in front of the computer. Like Neo. White rabbit. Yeah, because I didn't wake up. I was in that sort of meditative state, coming out of approximately beta, coming into alpha. So I was kind of stuck in that state looking at this photo, because I just pretty much wake up Neo and watching the photos. But what I saw, what I now was looking at was kind of the raw thing without all my leaks photos. I saw so many different things that I had missed in those photos, and I could just see clearly that it's the same. Like I'm very happy in theatre and doing theatre and film and all this sort of stuff. I'm looking at the set. I know like the cameras and the lighting, where all the shadows and all this sort of stuff. So I found all these different things started popping out for me. It's like that was kind of a bailiff moment for me, where I'm like, oh, yeah, these lights. Yeah, exactly. It's amazing what the belief does. You know, amazing what that sort of you can see something, and even I do it when I'm learning about a subject. I'll feel strongly about that certain subject. That's what it is. A little bit more further down the track, I'm like, maybe it's more cracking up this way, away until it, yeah. Until you get brains open, it gives you a brain fart. It's one of those things. Once you know you can't go back. Yeah. So at that point, I was changed. It's like, no. This is all wrong. There's all of these things I have to. It was a good moment for me, because I did lose a whole bunch of beliefs just really quickly in one hit, and I'm like, right, then start again. And that was my I know nothing. I know absolutely fucking nothing stage, and had to build up the knowing. Is this a fucking knowing? Is this a belief or is this a knowing? Am I lying to myself here? And then pull it away, and there's just not much stuff proven. Like, there's not much stuff proven at all. The information coming at you, like automatically you get into this. You're being analytical of that information coming at you. I'm also check it. Sounds nice, but yeah. Well,
Listen, I hate to meet you, Kevin. Sorry, man. This is not a normal show. Well, I'll say that. We do have some technical issues now and again, but never anything this crazy where we're just like I wasn't able to get on at all. Part of it is the fact that our buddy Josh is in a move recently and had a new setup that got wet with a flood, and so he's been completely refiguring his studio setup, rewiring it all from the ground up. So he's struggling, and then during the time he was dealing with that, budget bill that really isn't capable. So I sort of screwed my sound all up. So yeah, he and I are both struggling with sound. But I finally now have you guys in my ear instead of outside. I've been listening in intently in this amazing conversation. Everybody's struggling as well over there on YouTube. It looks like with the sound trying to get out there where we multicast through one of our little applications that usually is helpful, but today it seems to be giving us more trouble than anything. Lucas, thank you for handling the helm there while we were both flailing away at this machine. But
No, that's all right. We just got straight into it.
Yeah, y'all did. Y'all
right.
Okay. A lot of people in the chat have not only confused themselves with the sound issues, but just not knowing Caleb's background. You guys are definitely filling in. Throw a channel link if you can real quick. I had it saved at one point. Now I'm struggling to find it. You know how YouTube likes to help keep your subscriptions all neat and tidy. So but definitely let everyone know the channel, where they can find you. We're about to hit a break in a few minutes, so if you want to kind of let folks know what your channel is and where to find your things, we'll get into the break with that.
Well, I guess it's just a small channel at the moment. I'm just throwing stuff up, and I'm going to throw up all the interviews I've done and stuff like that onto my channel. It's just my name there. Come look at it. Hopefully you'll be able to find it. I don't know. No one finds any bloody channels
These
anymore.
days, man, even if it's somebody you were subscribed to, you struggle finding it. I was having that trouble last night with a friend that we have had on or in the chat many, many times, been sub to his channel for many years, and now I couldn't find it because I was no longer sub to it. So, again, YouTube helping you out. I want you to have that big, messy subscription list. Nice, neat, compact list is what they want you to have. Anyway, guys, head on over there, as you know, to the TFR5.com chat/chat page, and you'll be able to hop in the chat there and hear us there. Hopefully, Alan Holman will direct you guys and get you somewhere to get you some decent sound to hear us anyway. As the struggle is running across the board, both on this side of the helm and on the side listening to it. So, the Matrix, why did so? Thanks so much. Social.
Got to remind people of it.
Right. It's a smile.
Yeah, I used to do sound in the band. And they'd come in like the last minute or whatever. So you're doing their sound check in their first song. You just work it out as their first song goes. You go, right, we're good for now.
Yeah. Well, you know, and then the band gets better through the night, doesn't it? You know, because they're just tweaking everything as they're going.
And front of house is tweaking as well.
Yeah, I remember we had okay, yeah, you've got the trouble.
You guys there on the YouTube chat, if you're having trouble hearing us there, you can just hop on over there. Well, it is the break music, guys. Believe it or not, it is the Ironworx. It is TFR. It is Josh, Walt, Lucas, up at the top table. Back to Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. Everything is weird. Nothing sounds like it did yesterday. Everything is goofy. I just don't know what the hell's going on. But welcome back, I guess. Like it sounded good. Now it's way hot in my head, in my ears.
System and have it reset everything to its original state, which, you know, it didn't work out. So I had to go in and you don't need to go.
morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard, to think really hard.
Wake up! Wake up!
All right, well, that pretty much sums up my morning thus far. Ugh. So I got an audio interface and upgraded one of my little mixers. But for some reason, it's giving me wonky issues today. Everything is giving me weird reactions. Like I can't route the audio to a different audio output from the Skype call. My system is so Frankensteined that, you know, it could be a cord, a adapter, a connector. Who knows what the fuck it is?
guys do that, you know,
got
get
you.
up in the
Got you.
in the afternoon and
When
stay
I
up all
do those
night. It's like you're
cycles-
missing the whole day, though.
When I do those cycles of getting up at the dawn and you there's that newness and the dew and the energy, I get that. I feel that and I dig it. Then all I want to do is chill and not do anything. It's like it lazy-fies me. It's like that siesta thing. I'm like Adam and Eve when the sun first came out. Ah, what the hell is that? Get it away. So
We don't have
don't-
Yeah,
roosters.
well,
as well.
I'd hate to see my garden if I got up at 4 in the afternoon or something like that. Yeah,
there are good reasons for it. I give
Well,
it that.
You can get up, do your watering, milk your cow, whatever, and go back to sleep.
Siesta.
So, yeah.
yeah.
Well, there's this
Every
thing.
break it into two.
There's polyphasic sleeping. Have you looked into that? I think this is more natural of what we're
It's actually
doing.
what I kind of do with the show time that I do. I get up
Right.
at 3 for this, do my thing till about 8 or 9, play around on the guitar for a few hours, then I go back to bed, and then I get up in the evening, and it's great for me. It throws off.
Why do you
everybody
do
else's
that? Yeah, why
work.
do you do that? Because that gives you energy?
Yeah, dude, that's my like.
Yeah. So you're at your most
If I miss
energetic
that
during
afternoon
that
nap, I
time.
think
Cool.
I feel drained. I feel yuck. It's just gross, and it's not just because I had a night's sleep. It's not like I needed to sleep. I had a night's sleep before this show. It's just I like.
So
it.
one of those binaural beats too is like a 20-minute power nap. I do them all the time. Like if I'm not going to have a nap like a full 4-hour session of sleeping in the morning or whatnot as well, I'll be doing like a 20-minute power nap in the afternoon. What's happening? We've got sodium flushes going on and stuff as well. So we flush our sodium levels, and that gives us a boost in energy and stuff as well. It's like we can have a lot of
look,
energy all day.
I'm not adverse to the afternoon nap. Let's face it, about 3:30 is my cutoff. I like,
Nice.
give me
Yeah.
half an hour, 3:30 to 4, and then boom, I'm right.
See, you're the same.
My pop used to do that. He'd be painting. He'd go out to the car for 20 minutes, have a nap in the car, and then
Hell
go back
yeah.
to work.
The nap in the car. That's what I miss, man. And that kind of that heat and just
Yeah.
knocked out listening to the radio and with the key kicked backwards.
I did a lot of managering and stuff. I worked at a university as well, doing all the theatres that they had there, but there was a central office, and I'd always, just lunchtime, there was a sign on my door, asleep, 15 minutes or whatever it is, this is when I'm available. And so I just, during lunch, just bang, and it was clear glass, so everyone could see me as the main thoroughfare walking out of the theatres and stuff like that. It's like, no one interrupted me or anything. That's his sleep. That's fine.
That's
got to be
cool.
done.
Yeah.
I didn't get much time sleeping and that sort of stuff. That was huge hours and stuff like this. So I had to work out a way where I could actually refresh myself and actually do that. Really, I could only function with 6 hours. It was 6 hours sleep, 5 hours sleep. So I had to work out a way to function like that.
Yep.
That was the way
that's
to
me
do it.
too, man. If I sleep 7 hours, I feel funky. I'm like out of sorts, and it takes me a while to get going. 5 hours is okay. 6 is usually that prime point. 5.5 can make it good. So yeah, I don't do the 7-8 hours. It messes me up more than anything.
Well, I think it says something to the fact that there's no reason humans should be sleeping for 8 hours. Go completely unconscious in the middle of the night when you can't see shit because you're just a human. And you just go completely unconscious for 8 hours, and your most vulnerable state, you have no way of protecting yourself. Makes no sense, even if you believe the whole evolutionary theory out there. It just doesn't make any sense that that's what we would do living in the wild. Why would that make sense to do it that way?
Well, you don't want to see me if I haven't had enough sleep. Let's just put it
That's
that way.
me too. I can be a grumpy
If I don't
fucker,
get
don't
my
you
8
get me
hours
wrong.
or whatever,
Oh,
I'm
not 8 though.
grumpy.
Not 8. That's too much.
And a coffee,
I'm more grumpy
usually.
with 8 hours than
Yeah.
I am with us.
But you may be right. Like, I'll be the first one to go, Josh. That's for sure. I'll be there just passed out, and panthers and lions just rounding me up.
This is all making me think about something one of our friends who we miss, and shout out, man, Nuka-Cola, we miss you, brother. But his sister had this theory she came up with, a younger sister, considerably younger, that when we sleep, we're getting some kind of download. That's part of what dreams are. That's part of what those experiences are, that we're getting a download that gets us ready for that next day. And it was like, wow, dude, that's kind of heavy when you really think about it. So, yeah.
So good
I like
news.
that.
I
Shout
thought it
out,
was like
Luca.
downloading the last day that you've, or the, you know,
Or
like
uploading.
refreshing
That's
the
that,
computer.
right. Get rid of it. Get that
Yeah,
upload.
yeah,
Maybe
you're getting
that's
rid of it.
too.
Yeah,
See, we're
yeah.
working on it.
Flush.
Get in here, Luca. We need to work on this with Lucas, man. We got some good theories on this.
We do the same thing with our
Or
physical
both.
body. We got to go to the toilet, right? Same as those dreams. We got to flush our crap.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get
we
rid of
just got to
You have to
process it. I think
But
that's
then
'cause
again, you can set yourself up to do work on stuff as well while you sleep. If you put an intention before you go to sleep about, you know, I want to do this or I want to do that, or figure out something, it can work. So you're not just getting
you're
rid of
dreaming
stuff.
about
You're
that, aren't you? Yeah.
you're prepping as well. Yeah.
People have that before you go to bed. Usually, this is the setup for most people. Before you go to bed, you've got that 15 minutes where you're going from alpha, basically, hopefully alpha, but you're going from alpha to theta to delta. That period of sleep. But when you're going into that theta, you're still aware, and you've got that 15 minutes. That's a perfect real meditation, really. So whatever you hold in that 15 minutes in your mind, you'll continue dreaming, and it'll be the first thing that comes into that awareness when you wake up as well. So you can keep that awareness in the morning, if you can do that. Then you're in that meditative space again. So you've got these two opportunities and that processing between and stuff as well. You know,
Yeah,
but
and
they're
I was like
natural
woken up.
meditation states. You know?
I've woken up and I'm like, oh, I've got an awesome video. It's all lined up in my head, you know, or you know, I'm doing something like that. It was just, yeah, this is what I'm going to say. It's perfect. About an hour later, gone. But
Well, see,
yeah,
that-
you're right.
That's
It's all
traveling
there,
between
right
states,
at that sort of.
That's when you start keeping
Yeah.
that dream diary next to the bed. Pen and pencil.
Yes.
Do not try to do it on an electronic device. That breaks it to me. So pen and pencil next to the bed. That'll help with your dream diary. Get to that dream state you want to get to. And this whole thing, I like this.
Yeah,
Keeping
you're telling
those-
yourself to be conscious and aware. You're reminding yourself, I want to hold my memory as I come out of it, and so that becomes a spell that you're repeating. And creatures
And
of habit.
exercising that muscle, like we spoke about earlier, getting that muscle
Yeah.
that has been so dormant. They've made it dormant by us not using it because we rely on their crowd. You know, they provide us the input with these devices, these screens.
So yeah, that's also the heart as well. I mean, literally, like it's changing the frequencies and patterns of our mind so they're more chaotic and this chaotic pattern. But it's the same as our heartbeat and the heart frequency. It's a chaotic pattern for most people. It's a matter of relearning how to breathe a lot of the time. And that is where people have a lot of heart problems and heart conditions and this sort of stuff. It's a chaotic heartbeat that's going on. But once we retrain it, it's like we're retraining those brain waves. It's the same as retraining those heart waves. So there's this heart math, this sort of stuff, where it's heart coherence. So we're changing, pretty much getting that beat back to a beautiful sine wave pattern instead of all over the place. And they're the rhythms, same as the brain.
Yeah. Now, sort of not to derail too much, but I was there was a little bit of a conversation going on a page I was on, and basically they were talking about the heart and saying, well, it's not a pump. I was saying, yeah, that makes sense. It hasn't got the capacity to pump all that blood around in all those different tissues and things like that, but rather and I was actually likening it to a flow battery, which was a differential in two different electrolytes and then a charge build-up. Now, what was also interesting that we brought up, it was that in some of the older Chinese medicines and healing that have, I think it was up to like 25 or 30 different types of pulses that they could register. And they could feel different ones, and they could know, well, this one has a bit too much of this, or this one has, so they could actually diagnose from these different pulses that was actually happening. Whereas, in the Western world, you're taught, well, you've just got a pulse, and it just goes dun-dun, 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 and that's all you got. But there's subtleties to the frequency that these Chinese medicine men were actually able to pick up. So it's very fascinating, that sort of thing, and they could, pinpoint things to what you've got too much of in your system, and it's a little bit like that Ayurveda type. You change your diet. You go, well, you got too much pitta, or you got too much. You haven't got enough fire, or and it comes back to this 4-element type understanding. And actually, when you place it with this, when you place it with the electrochemical side of that scientific side, it starts to make a really lot of sense.
It ties a lot of things together there, because now we're talking salt and stuff as well, when we're talking electricity and pH balance and all these things, which are all tied together. In the heart system, it's the beautiful place where you can see a lot of these things coming together. I mean, the pump part of it could just be a small little part of it too, which is more of a side effect from what's actually happening, which is a lot of things, a lot of balance changes.
I was a biology major. That was my thing in college and high school. I loved it. That was like my thing. And my mom and my family, a lot of hospital respiratory therapy and things like that. So I spent a lot of time around that. One of the most mind-boggling things I've seen over the last 5 years to show how much we're lied to and misled about just the basics, who we are, our bodies. I watched someone take a human heart and unroll it. And it's just a length of fucking muscle. There's not chambers and valves and all that shit. It's a length of muscle that is so intelligently designed, worked through, and used that it creates this fucking amazing machine that pumps our whole life through us. Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know. It'll take me a year to find
it's
a
a
video.
knot. It's like
a knot of muscle.
Like
it's not
a rope, yeah.
Right, exactly. A big long rope.
Beautiful
It
knot.
was nuts watching him do
like
that. I knew biology.
In the middle.
Right, and I thought I knew these things growing up, and it broke my brain. It was one of those, again, bottom of my stomach just falls away. Like, holy shit, have they lied to us about everything, every fucking thing? So.
And there's then more to discover. I mean, that's the beautiful part of it. You go, like, that's a lie. Okay, now what's really happening? Like, because I want to know. It's my fucking heart.
I want to know more, right. I want to know more. I want to know more, damn it. Well, we are fastly approaching this last break, believe it or not. This thing has flown by. Kalen, man, thank you for hanging out. Hang out another 30 for sure. And the door is open, as you should know by now. If you have ever heard or seen us, if you haven't, I hope you will now. Definitely, man. You're a friend of the show. Come back, hang out. I love this conversation, man. I feel like we could talk way past these 2 hours, for sure.
So I went ahead and ditched that Focusrite audio interface and brought Old
You
Faithful
sound like
back.
a whole dude now.
I know, right?
Dude.
Can you believe it? So I just brought back Old Faithful and plugged it in and got it set up. I wanted to make sure that tonight for Have No Sphere, when we had Voynich on, that we'd have nice, good, clear sound quality. So I wanted to make sure I got all those bugs worked out before the end of the day.
Thank you for reminding me. I told everybody in chat earlier that Voynich was going to be on, but if you guys haven't seen Seth's channel, definitely come check him out and hang out with us and get to know him. As we will, really, because I don't know enough about half the people that are in our chat like I should.
Truth.
Speaking of chat, shout out to T-Salt in the chat. I saw you, my friend. Glad you're here this morning, my buddy. We will definitely have you call in and ask some of those questions that you've been asking me over the last few days, for sure. Lots of stuff out there that needs to be uncovered. So, well, I know that break music will hit here any second.
And there it is.
Almost as though summoned. Anyway. All right, Josh, you sound good. You do this.
Might as well. This is the Ironworx right here on Truth Frequency Radio. Josh Walton Lucas missing Zach today, but he's busy for the Solar Return Conference. But we're hanging out with Calvin. We'll be right back after these briefest of messages.
The reviews for Extendivite are amazing. Here are some from Amazon. September 2018. Extendivite works in keeping my blood pressure in the normal range. I've been using Extendivite for many years now. May 2018. Great product. I use regularly and I rarely get sick. March 2018. This product has relieved what appeared to be angina pain in my chest and shortness of breath after climbing stairs. I'm quite happy about it. February 2018. My husband, son, and I have been using this product for a few months now, and we have noticed an improvement in our joints and blood pressure. Tell us your story. Get Extendivite today. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822, or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
True initiation is an inward journey. It's a spiritual path that is totally inward. It has nothing to do with anything external to you.
I want to determine if the grand architect is indeed what I believe it to be, which is the artificial intelligence.
The initiatory path is one of self-discovery and self-revealing. It's not a journey that someone can hold your hand through.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through the steps of initiation. Remember, you are divinity.
Step Beyond the Veil with Chris and Sharif Dio.
Fridays and Saturdays,
7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
We are TFR.
My faith in destiny is all I need to prevail.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Start your day off bright and shiny. Get up off your little hiney and begin your happy day.
Unless you happen to be from Australia, in which you'd be ending your happy day. So I guess that works out well.
Either way.
Either way. So
I want to get this out there before I forget about it. And it has to do with the ocean depth. So I'm going to put it to you guys to have a think about. But basically what I was doing, I was drawing this picture of, like the model, whatnot, and I basically had it very similar to the Hebrew cosmology. They have the dome and they have the flat earth, and then they have the big great deep underneath. So, it got pointed out to me that, well, so you think the flat earth is like an island sitting in the center of this thing, I'm like, oh, well, I've never quite thought about it. I just drew it like that, and that's how I thought about it. So it got me thinking about the oceans and their actual depth, and they tell us that the depth of the ocean is about of an average of 3,682 meters or 12,080 feet. Now, it gets a little bit deep. I looked up around Antarctica, and I said, it gets a little bit deeper there. And so I said, well, how do they measure this? Obviously, we're not using strings and ropes and things and dropping it down to actually hit the bottom anymore. So what they're doing is using sonar and bouncing it off the bottom of the ocean to get a reading of the depth. So they send the signal out, and the amount of time it comes back, till it comes back, that tells you an approximate depth. So my thing is, how we've got basically salt layers, that people have swum down, and then there's like a lake of salt or brine underneath the
super
the
salinated
ocean that is.
Yep. That couldn't be penetrated. They just kind of bounced right off that super salinated water.
Literal waves washing up on the shore underneath this little lake. Yeah, it's pretty nuts watching it.
So I was wondering, like, if you're testing the depth of the ocean with sonar and you've got this solid sort of brine lake, it's going to reflect off that. So how deep does it go? You may not even know at all.
Yeah. And different levels of salinity. I mean, that you're just seeing one.
You're
line
right.
of salinity.
See, that's exactly what I just thought, Caleb, was not only that, but if there's a deep enough level of just not solid, but salinated water, it would be like that. It would bounce it back. There's no fucking
density. And density. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. It may be
the great.
We may be in the great deep, and we don't even. We have no way of telling.
There's also that's the thermohalide system, isn't it? Thermohalide. That's
the thermohalide. The thermohalide system is more like a it's a conveyor belt of different types of water. Yeah, it's a one big current, and it's almost like our wind currents. Yeah, it's almost like our wind currents. They all circle in the same way. If you see a map on when they put on the globe, it goes zigzags all over the place. But you put on a flat map, it's going around in a circle.
Perfect sense. Yeah.
Has anyone created a thing like the null school, but for the ocean currents? You know how you can do the wind currents and all that on the null school Earth with you? Or you used to be able to.
I'd love to overlay all that. Like I have it overlaid in my mind.
That would be mind blowing. Yeah, I know. I want to see it now. Oh wow, that might be a new project for what was it? Tesla's Apple that created the null school again. Anyway,
and the other thing that the sun does, I found this very interesting, is that it heats up the water, especially at the surface or closer to the surface, and that heating of the water expands the water and allows more salt in. So what it's actually doing is bringing up the salts to the surface, and then as it cools down, it's contracting, and those heavier salt water will actually fall down. And so it's creating a circling or cyclic pattern as it moves over the waters. So it's mixing, which I found fascinating.
And then it just makes you wonder how much of these calculations are based, again, with the assumption that the Earth is a sphere.
Well, that's right, because imagine, all of a sudden they've got this giant ocean depth, and they're on the globe, and it's like, well, there's a big bite out of your apple sort of thing. This is not going to make sense. So, they can't have it too deep. Otherwise it's not going to be a oblate spheroid, that's for sure. It's going to be something chunky.
And it's got to be fairly constant and consistent for their model, right? It has to be.
Here we are discussing the waters above and the waters below, and people just keep rolling right on through here. So let's just try to say good morning to Zachary Zabala. You may know him as Good Times for All here on YouTube. Zach, how is everything going? Solar Return getting ready to get kicked off here any minute now, I suppose, eh?
Day kicked off a couple days ago already, guys. How's everybody doing? It has
Zach.
been like non-stop while. It's been so much fun.
I'm sure, man. I'm so glad you're
ready to
there.
head out here, and like I'm gonna be there at 9 as soon as it starts. So I'm gonna head out, grab a little bit of breakfast, and then Chris has a solar telescope. David is bringing a bunch of globe balloons that we're gonna fill up with helium and put a bunch of flat Earth propaganda into.
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's a good idea.
The propaganda drop. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Love that idea. Sounds like one of those harebrained things we would have come up with.
You need to like to step it up a level every year, you know, where you have, you know, next time you got an aeroplane, you're just dropping leaflets all over the city, you know.
Well, no,
a
last time,
propaganda drop.
Yeah, in Dallas, David did have a plane with banners behind
The
it.
banner, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Give him a big old bear hug from us for damn sure.
I will. Yeah, we were gonna go to Karen B's last night. That's where the party was yesterday, but a tornado came through, and the weather got real.
Really? Y'all got some of those tornadoes over there?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it didn't hit anywhere like right next to us, but yeah, the phones all went off, and they're like,
I don't know enough about the East Coast weather. Is that a regular thing there?
It's somewhat common.
Oh, so
It's
like
kinda
I
like
said,
the
being in the
Midwest,
tornado belt down here, I'm used to it, but I didn't know there was a smaller
it goes all the way up to
belt up
Indiana. Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah. But yeah, I'm excited. I just woke up and I was like, nope, I'm up. Let's go.
I was going to add you to the call, but then I thought, you know what? He was probably either up late last night partying or plans on getting up early today so he can be in for the long haul today. So I'm just going to, I'll let him go. If he's awake, he'll hop in. If not, no big deal.
Yeah, no, I didn't stay up too late last night. I don't have 3 days of party in me anymore. I'm getting old.
That's the exact conversation that Lucas and I were having. Wondering if you were just going to go hardcore and just burn yourself out, or if you'd pace yourself so you can finish strong.
Yeah, no, I got to be talking to people on Saturday and presenting and all that stuff. So
don't want to do it.
If we had a bet, Josh, we you know, I would have won that one for sure.
You would have won that one. You would have won that one, but that's only because they didn't make it over to Karen B's house. I think had he made it over there, we would be having a whole different conversation.
Yeah, David brings that out of me. You know, he can look at me and just shake a bottle of tequila at me, and then I just forget what happened. I don't know. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'll be definitely taking lots of pictures and stuff. I don't know about pictures, actually. I'll be in a lot of pictures, I'm sure, but I will jump on the show this afternoon and give you guys a live.
Yeah, man. Do that. Just take a snap or two with your phone and throw them in the show as you're going along, and we'll share them with everybody.
Yeah,
it don't have to be your usual flare from that camera. You can drop some photos from the.
No, my camera doesn't like people. It doesn't like taking pictures of people.
I'm not happy with my camera either. But yeah, man, I'm so glad you're there. Definitely. And Allison is on her way. She is on the road right now, headed your way. So
awesome.
Baldini was on his way. Yep, I saw. Mac was on his way. Terrestrial Mac, you may know him on YouTube as. I know he's going to be headed down that way, so just look for a great big bearded guy that looks like he's probably wants to rock out on a guitar. That will be him. Yeah, I really want to connect with him and get us all together and have a good hangout and just a jam session.
Definitely.
I think that'd be good stuff. But I know there's a ton of people going, so that's awesome. Not me.
And ODD is going to be there. He's going to be laying down some beats.
Yeah, Alex, Flat Earth Man. Make sure you guys are watching live. Karen is going to be premiering his new song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. If you like Walt, you're going to love it. He's like calling James Hetfield from, you know.
Oh, that's what's up. That's
Yeah, that guy is so talented. It's going to be awesome.
We've got about 14 and a half minutes left for the end of the show. And I I did want to say hello to Jonathan from Jersey, who managed to pop in at some point too. So good morning, Jonathan. How's everything in your neck of the woods?
Go Fro.
What's going on, guys?
What's good?
I can't wait to go back and listen to this conversation. I'm sorry I'm in the car, so if I sound a little echoey.
No, it's been
man, it's
really
been great.
good.
Caleb and
Sound like you had a
definitely hit it off.
morning.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely send you one from the TFR archives because the first half was garbage on YouTube. From me trying to
I'm going down to the beach to watch sunrise. Just got done at a party.
Nice.
And so much for sleep, right?
Hey, we were just discussing the need or lack thereof of the need for that old funky sleep stuff. It'll come when you need it. You know that.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll get some rest today, and then there's an EDM party on Saturday. There's a lot going on, but I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll talk flat earth next time. I might have some information for you.
Nice.
Oh well, it's kind of out of the bag, but let's just say Elon Musk and some others might be in the mix.
Interesting, but confusing.
Exactly.
But confusing. I don't know if I want him on our team. Anyway.
Supposedly he has like 1,500 plus Starlink satellites. And I'll have some access to him very soon to ask him some personal questions. And, I was hanging out with Muhammad Ali's first wife the other day. So I have to go do karaoke on Sunday. This is the random thing.
You've been up a while, haven't you, friend? Because you're a stream of conscious right now.
No, I did see that. I saw that picture on Facebook of you and Mama Ali. That was pretty good stuff.
Yeah, no, they wanted to do DMT this morning. They had this big liquid thing of DMT, and I was like, no, let's just have scrambled eggs instead. But
God, you guys are so short-sighted.
Anyway.
And Josh says, let's have scrambled eggs and DMT. But whatever.
That's the breakfast of the champions right there, buddy.
So there was a dog at the party over the weekend, and it ate a buffalo frog, and it was acting trippy. It was the funniest thing. Anyway. I love you guys. Just want to say, hey, I'm looking forward to hearing your guests, so send me that link.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
right,
keep it on.
Take care of yourself. Love you.
Keep it on the level.
Thanks, will do, Jonathan. Enjoy the rest of your day as long as it may be.
Exactly. Peace.
Peace.
Get a nap in there.
There you
get a nap in there. You'll be right.
Get a nap and get a nap in.
20 minutes. That's all you need. You'll be good.
That's when you know you're old.
Or it's another shot or something. I think that was back when I was alcoholic. That was the guy. I just kept. The best cure in the morning was to get drunk again. Really.
Amen, brother. Hair of the dog.
There's no
yeah. Until it's
like now I think about it, if I do like one night party, that's like three days and nights of pain. So I can't do that much anymore.
Absolutely, man. I can hardly drink a beer with a buddy anymore. It feels like, and it's like, what am I? I used to do much more.
I have a limit now. That's crazy. I never used to have a limit.
A limit? What is that? More?
It's just like two.
I was never good at drinking. It was just never got the hang of it. Because when it was on, it went hard for too short a time and then burned out. So
it was the blackouts. Blackouts, when you don't remember what you've done, and people tell you stuff. That was the line I think for me. It's like, no, something's got to give here.
It might be time to risk
before I give.
Yeah, the classic line is, "I'm just allergic to alcohol," because every time I get drunk, I just break out in handcuffs. I don't know what it is.
Every time. It's a good thing I can escape from handcuffs. Actually, that's a good magician skill to have for anyone.
Dude, you have quite a little rounded lot of stuff going on, sir. Yes. You would definitely fit right in with some. We have some lock picking buddies that John and Zach and even Josh has a little set. I don't have a set, but I've played around with a few pieces of things here. It's no feeling like opening that first lock for damn sure.
Thumb cuffs, ankle cuffs.
What? That's what's
yeah. got to get out of anything. You got to be prepared, especially when you're a little off.
Straight jacket?
Mainstream, right? Straight jacket?
Straight jacket?
You dislocate your
You gotta
arm for that one.
that's
That
it.
makes
You
it
gotta
easy.
crack that bad boy out. You're good after that. Oh, you're killing me.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's crazy.
I'm ready for my white room.
My left shoulder.
Oh, there you go.
Dislocated my left shoulder when I'm young, and I can move it around like you can. That arm, my right arm doesn't come close to doing that, but my left arm, I can touch the back of my head. Yeah, it's crazy.
You can get out of a straight jacket.
I need
You're
a
a
straight
free
jacket.
man then, right?
So yesterday,
That's something in the history as well. All these insane asylums seem to pop up around reset times. It's like, well, maybe that's what they did. All the people waking up and understanding what's going on got crazier and crazier, and they put them in straitjackets. Stuffed up their minds.
Would not surprise me.
Yeah, they're the people who weren't going along with their little reset. People who
Oh my
knew
God.
this. Yeah, they're like, we can't have
the amount of them is ridiculous, and how big they are.
I know, and how huge. I was going to say how huge they are. Vast complexes.
That one in Michigan, it was supposedly built in like 1815, and it holds 20,000 people. There were 700 people living within like 100 miles of that place. There was nobody living in Michigan at the time, and they're claiming that they built this thing.
Shit doesn't add up anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of frightening when you think about what's going on right now and how they're definitely trying to separate those who will follow the fucking line from those who won't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it has been a reset and it has been a repopulation, they're definitely not going to repopulate with a bunch of folks who are ready to start rebelling at the first sign of some kind of authority figure. They're going to want to have the sheepiest sheeple they can sheep.
Gotta separate the
Well,
chaff
they're
from the
definitely
wheat.
trying their hardest. That's for sure. Even with this ship thing that just went down, I mean that knocks around the supply chain no end. And you see what that ship did before it went into port?
It drew a penis, and then wedged itself in Suez Canal. Are we not getting this?
$9 billion
Can we not see
a
what's
day.
happening
I
here?
heard this.
I'm sure it's going to have to lose the load.
Oh,
I'm sure that's the next step.
That'll what be. They'll have to. I mean, what else would you do at that point? Lose the load.
You'd probably have to. You could bring an airplane and blow it up with some missiles. You could shoot the load.
You could.
There you go. And really, they do like blowing stuff up. It's the easiest way. Covers up a whole bunch of stuff, really. Just blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's like $9 billion a day worth of goods that it's disrupting.
Yeah, and there's like two people, like the two tugboats, and then there's two people and a prime mover. You look at the photo of it where it's wedged into the bank and it looks like a ship in a little bank. It looks ridiculous anyway. It's like, well,
Like a
just
moth.
push the damn.
Yeah, so I was listening to the Ice Age farmer on it, and yeah, so he was basically going through the details. It's pretty interesting, the knock-on effects of what it's actually going to do. But yeah, he was pointing out what it drew. But the other thing that he pointed out was that they usually have the sea captains come in and then they swap over to the guy that is actually in that port. A specialty bloke who knows that how to drive the ship into the port so these mistakes don't actually happen. So they got a guy that really knows where everything is, like, no support to the back of his hands and nothing like this ever happens. So, yeah, it's dodgy.
Well, having worked
Difficult
on a
to
boat,
navigate a ship around a penis pattern. Like,
exactly.
that
Having worked
takes
on a
some
boat,
skill.
it is not. I mean, it's talk about hierarchy and regimented. I mean, to work your way through all these canals and stuff. Even that's down here in South Louisiana, where nothing like what we're talking about there. But yeah, it definitely seems like a dodgy situation. Great theater, though.
It's like every day.
That's where you need like the Austin Powers pointing it out, like at the end of their things. It's like up in the. What is that, Johnson? You know, that's where you need, like, you know, what was it? The Black Sabbath guy, you know, he's pointing it out, going, "Oh, boobs."
Psychometry. Yes.
Well, before we get out of here, Caleb, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you wanted to touch on? I know we only have probably, not even 5 minutes now, or 20 minutes left.
420. No, well, you know, I just flow. I talk about whatever anyone wants to talk about.
That's what it felt like, and that's why I think that's why it felt so good, because it was a real conversation, you know. So, and don't get me wrong, there's times when having someone come on and present something is great, amazing information that we all then mull over and definitely do that. But having these conversations is that's really what we've loved, and like I said, man, you've been in the door. It's definitely never going to shut behind you. So, threw a wave at you there on Skype. Exactly.
Yeah. So, like, when we're looking at all of these things, we can see a little piece of the puzzle in each thing. So, something like this, where we're bringing it all together, it makes a lot of sense to me. It's like, especially people watching and seeing all the different ideas come together as well, so they can see. Like, for me, I guess, like, this wasn't really around this sort of stuff when I was breaking through this blade to the other side. So this takes a lot of the mucking around. Like, researching Flat Earth was a 3 year, 2 year to 3 year bloody event for me. But people have all the information right there for them, you know, so they can start putting this together.
So you definitely had to dig in and really work your way through some of the bullshit. Just wondering, because I missed some of the early part of the conversation.
That was the depth of my depression. Really, I went down with depression with all of this stuff. The moon was really I'm sure. Yeah, and it was the flat Earth that really was the pinnacle at that moment, because it's huge, it's massive.
It's the big one. It's the one that keeps it all the lines flow from that lie to me. That's really the one that, if you don't know where the fuck you live and where you're at, then anything else can be pulled over your eyes quickly and easily.
And how much it offsets us. Like, I'm looking at stuff, but still with those beliefs and still with that mindset that's taken me down the wrong path, and I have to think completely different to open up these different ideas and go, oh, could be actually how it's working.
You literally had to build new neural ways. You had to build new pathways to figure out your way around that shit. Because, dude, I was the biggest NASA for me. We're just running out of time quick, but it was a hard break for me. It took me some digging. It wasn't flat, of course. Some people do, and I get that too, but it just it took some digging. Well, man, as I said, we're really about a minute out here, so.
But I do want to give a real big shout out to No Curve there in chat, who had a dream about Iron Realm last night. So what brought him here this morning? Or her here this morning. So shout out No Curve. They're in chat.
Share that dream with us this afternoon in about 11 hours if you want to come hang out on Have No Sphere here on this very same YouTube channel, the Iron Realm Media Podcast channel.
We will have Voynich, who is also another common name you will see in chat pop up quite often. He will be joining us this evening.
Awesome.
So yeah, thanks so much.
Miss you, Zach. Love you, Zach. Thank you for checking in with us, Jonathan.
Yeah, Zach, make sure you give everybody great big hugs.
Oh, yeah. I have to give them from the scouts and from you guys, so I'm going to just be standing and
be a huggy dude, right? Just get a line. Form the line. Thank you, guys. Truly love you guys. Lucas, Josh, thank you. Caleb,
thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Fun.
Man. Absolutely.
Flat fun.
Absolutely. We'll see y'all this afternoon.
So Liz, just kind of cross your arms over your chest a little bit, and then just imagine me coming up and giving you a great big bear hug, and then hold it for just a couple seconds, and there's that big hug. Anyway, I love you guys. Be good, be well. We will see you right back here in a few hours for Have No Sphere. Love you guys. Bye-bye.